AI has just made content more accessible. AI has made content a bit more economical, but AI is not necessarily the way of content building. The traditional methods of content building just works fine.
You're listening to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast, powered by Affiverse, ultimate destination for affiliate program news, insights, growth opportunities, partnerships, and affiliate program strategy. Welcome to this week's Affiliate Marketing Podcast with me, your host, Leanne Johnston. And today I'm inviting Saurabh Singh, the co-founder of Flixtree and Zanopi AI, onto the mic with me today to talk about a really important topic, which is content marketing for e-commerce and affiliate marketers. So Saurabh, it is a pleasure to have you here with me. Thank you so much for joining the podcast, and I'm really excited to get started.
Very excited too. Thank you for having me.
Now, we met at the Click Summit over in Delhi a couple of weeks back. I attended your masterclass there, and I was just absolutely blown away with one comment in your talk, which was the fact that the only way you can build trust is through content. And it really struck a chord with me and really stayed with it. It was like the takeaway piece that I took away from that entire event. Because in a world where everyone is using AI to pump out content, and there really is a tsunami of content that's coming into our peripheral views, how do we reconcile this with authentic trust building? And I think I want to start our podcast today with that one question, which everybody is pondering.
Absolutely, yes. Content builds trust. It's something which is absolutely, I would say, a no-brainer, because if you are selling anything online, you're an e-commerce player, you're an affiliate marketer promoting any business online, your customers don't see you. Your customers see your content. So if your content isn't trustworthy, if your content doesn't resonate with your customers, if your customers don't connect with the content that you are putting out, they're not going to trust you. And if they do not trust you, how do you expect to sell anything to them? So yes, I stand by very firmly that yes, the only way, and not one of the ways, the only way to build trust is content. And I do get your question about the tsunami of AI. I think AI is just a format. You don't need to do AI necessarily. AI has just made content more accessible. AI has made content a bit more economical. But AI is not necessarily the way of content building. The traditional methods of content building just works fine. If you have the wherewithal, an agency, pocket, go for it by all means. So the key question is not AI content, but the key question is content that your customers resonate with or connect with.
Yeah. And you've got a secret formula for that. So I'm hoping that you're going to share that with everybody here. But before we get into that, you've had an incredible start in the corporate world. And I just want you to tell everybody a little bit about your backstory before you actually became the founder of Flixtree and Zanopi AI. Because I think it's important. It's led you to this point of where you are creating this awesome content with the tool that you've developed.
Absolutely, yes. So I was working with some large MNCs for about 12 years before I became a founder in 2017. For those 12 years, if I had to simply pinpoint on two things that shaped a lot of my thinking, one was working with cross-functional teams inside the organization. And you have various kind of people that you talk to every single day. And the second was talking to different customers outside the organization. And again, there are various kinds of people that you interact with daily. If I have to simply connect these two, I learned the power of communication.
Yeah.
Because if you're not communicating clearly enough what you want to say, why people will agree with you, disagree with you, that's fine. But communication is the key. So I think that is something that I learned very clearly in my corporate. And that made me realize the power of content, because content is nothing but communication. And that's when the world of content started fascinating me. I opened up the first company, which is into digital marketing, where we heavily focus on how content can empower our publishers and our brands to communicate what they want to talk to their customers. And today, the company is spread all across the globe with offices in US, Singapore, India, and so forth. And then the second company, Zanopi AI, is again all about the power of content and building trust through content. Yeah, I think these are the two big takeaways, that how content and communication can go hand in hand.
Now, at the event, you had a masterclass, and I actually sat I think it was in the front row. Basically, I got my tushy in there and wanted to hear what you were saying because you mentioned a secret formula, and I want to talk about that secret formula here. A lot of affiliate managers highly curate the content that their influencers are creating for their brands. That sometimes causes conflict. And actually, if you stick to this formula and you give this formula as a general rule of thumb, to anybody that's promoting your brand, only good things are going to happen. So let's talk about this ratio formula. It's 1-6 formula. That's what you call it. Can you break that down and explain it to my audience and why it works? Because you've got like loads and loads of data about this, and this was part of what made up your masterclass.
Of course, yes. So I conduct this masterclass across the globe almost on a weekly basis where I teach the attendees how they can connect with their audience and build a community that trusts them and buys anything that they want to sell to them, right? Be it affiliate marketers, e-commerce brands, or whatever. And this is something that we have come up after studying hundreds and thousands of successful brands who are doing it correctly.
Yeah.
So we have divided the content pillars into two categories. One is thought leadership content. Be it authority posts or authority reels, as you want to call it. The thought leadership content does not make the content creator talk more about them. It is more educational in nature, right? They teach their audience something that their audience already did not know.
Yeah.
I give an example. One kind of content that really works well is 5 myths that you did not know or that you thought were true in this industry. Maybe 3 mind-blowing facts that is going to blow your mind about your industry. Do's and don'ts, some secrets your sellers don't want you to know and put your content. These are basically hooks that makes your customers stop scrolling and start watching what you have to tell them. And it's very easy to create because about your industry, of course, you know it a lot, and you just divide it into 3 tips that you should do before buying this product, or 5 mistakes you should never do before buying this product. So some of those hooks works wonders. And it creates you as a thought leader in your industry very naturally, very organically without you putting an effort. One idea in a content piece at a time, and that becomes. The second kind of category or the content that brands love posting, I have seen, and they post that tons of it, is very inward looking, which is more about, and very important also, of course, by the way, but still it's inward looking. For example, stock clearance sales, offers, Black Friday sales, content about their product catalog, festival bonanza, new launches, and tons of them, right? What we have realized, the second category, which actually e-commerce brands and affiliate marketers post the most, needs to be put the least.
Wow. Because you'd think that a customer would want to know all about what's new, what promos, what products, all of that kind of stuff. But actually what they want to know is more about the brand. They want a relationship with the brand before they buy the products.
Exactly. You absolutely nailed it. Because see, the way it goes is very simple. If a brand keeps being inward looking, customers still yet don't know you. You are not yet a brand of their choice or the preferred brand of their choice. There are tons of other competitors out there, and you just being inward looking is actually shutting the customer. So the formula goes 1:6, where we say for every 1 inward looking post, make 6 outward looking posts. Or in other words, for every 1 brand post, create 6 thought leadership posts, educational posts. And that's when you see customers start trusting you. Customers start clicking the follow button. They like your post because you are educating them. 3 mistakes you should never do before buying a blazer.
Yeah.
And suddenly the customer says, oh, I wanted to buy a blazer. I did not know about this mistake. The customer trusts you because of the education and not because you are the best clothing brand out there.
Now we're coming up to Black Friday. So those of you that are working in e-commerce, like tune in, because you need to be talking to all of your influencers, all of your content creators, and actually giving them this formula and telling them how to actually promote your products in the lead up to the sales event. Because if you're going to do 6 to 1, the 1 needs to be, okay, and I get a blazer at a 20% discount for Black Friday or whatever, but you need to plan backwards from that. So what other kinds of outward posts have you seen that have just absolutely gone viral? Because I know you work across multiple different industries, like from clothing to other retailers as well, because quite a lot of people are using your AI tool to create these kind of videos. And we'll get into Zanopi in a little bit. But for people that are hearing this for the first time, can you just give a couple more examples?
Sure. So again, as I shared in the beginning, mind-blowing facts work really well because people love to know something that they did not do already. And the moment you say a hook like 5 mind-blowing facts, people then want to know, okay, what are these 5, right? Step-by-step guide works extremely well. Step 1, do this. Step 2, do this. Step 3, do that, right?
Like informative and then directional.
Absolutely informative and directional, right? People love to know secrets that no one tells them. So a dietitian talking about 3 diet hacks your gym trainer does not want you to know.
Yeah, I like that.
For a fashion brand, teach them about the trends and styles that are right now trending. Do's and don'ts of fashion tips. They all always could go viral. 5 rules to be prepared for your, let's say, evening out on a Friday, right? People love to know rules. These are generally hooks. And that one sentence, when people are scrolling on Instagram or a YouTube Shorts, they have a very low attention span. And there's a study that says that within 3 seconds, they decide whether your content is scroll stopping or just passing by. Yeah. So that hook is very critical. And in that hook, you better educate them rather than tom-tomming your own brand.
Yeah, I love that, tom-tomming your own brand. Sometimes you do have to tom your own brand, but not 6 times, only 1. And that's the thing, is that content isn't a singular piece, right? Like those first 5 posts that the client is going to scroll past is all brand embedding. And that's where influencers can really help you get in front of your audience at the place where your audience is at. Because that was another quote that we heard at the Click Summit. The very first session out of the day was, I can't remember the lady's name, but she was from Google. And she basically just said the funnel is broken. And it was like a mic drop moment for me. And I was like, yeah, the funnel has broken. So how do you reach your customer? Because you can't be omnipresent everywhere. And that's when I thought, wow, I'm really lucky to be working in the affiliate space, because that's really what affiliates help us do, is get that message out there everywhere on a performance basis. So we're not paying for paid advertising the whole time. So we really do need to think about content a little bit more cleverly in our affiliate programs and in the types of partners that we bring into the mix of the affiliate program to make sure that content is hitting the right mark, but also that we're not over curating it, because a lot of affiliate managers that I speak to, they send brand guidelines that are this long, and content creators look at all of that and they go, what can I say? You want me to go and get traffic, but what can I say? Because I'm structured to within an inch of my life. But when you think about giving broader stroke guidelines like the 1-to-6 ratio, and you start to give them the hooks and the content that they need to go and create, user-generated content, which is what you want, the brand build becomes a lot easier and the funnel becomes a lot clearer. So it's about trusting in the process and making sure that your partners know how to build a relationship with your brand for your audience, because that's what you're really paying them to do. Now let's get into Zanopi a little bit, because it's a super cool tool. I've had a little play around with it. I haven't done much, but I've logged in and I've had a look at all the features and functions. Can you tell everybody here what Zanopi does and why you created it? Because it has a very specific purpose for, let's talk in terms of e-commerce for now.
Sure. So basically, even for e-commerce brands, we have seen that digital entrepreneurs who could be, let's say, people who are selling their products to a Shopify website, or it could be selling on, let's say, marketplaces like Amazon, Facebook, or maybe Instagram or otherwise, right? Could be anywhere between, let's say, 1 to 50 employees, not necessarily extremely large marketing teams. All of us need content. And we discussed at the beginning that content is the only way to build trust. But this is the category that actually lacks content creation the most, because because of know-how, second, resources, not having access to large agencies. So we realize that there's a big gap for this category. And if we have to democratize whatever we have learned in the past, that would be a big way of giving back to the ecosystem.
Yeah.
Zanopi AI is not just a for-profit company, it's a purpose-driven branch. And the whole idea is to give back the power of content to people who need it the most, be it B2C brands or any digital entrepreneur for that sake. So it focuses on 3 key pillars. The first pillar, we have spoken a lot about it, is power of creating educational content. In one click, the Zanupi AI subscribers can create tons and tons of educational content, and no more waiting for months, but getting them in minutes. Now, that's one big piece that Zanupi AI subscribers get, all those things that we just spoke of, right? Myths, facts, do's and don'ts, checklist, step by step. All such content our AI is trained on, and completely production ready content. You don't require to do any music editing, any video editing, any background management, any text addition. You just put what your brand is, give basic details about your product, and the AI churns out content that you can just pick and put on your Instagram or wherever you require.
You demonstrated them in the masterclass, and they are like the same as what my video editor would create. They are at really good quality. The AI is actually astounding. In terms of what you type in and then what you get out, it's really professional.
Yeah, thank you. So I think that is one thing that the team has worked extremely hard to get content as realistic as it can get. It's no more getting a text to video clip of 5 seconds. It's a proper 15 to 20 second, 30 second long video that resonates with the audience. So I think that's one thing. And our content rating is 4.9 stars out of 5. And we made about 47,000 videos over this year.
People are going hell for leather with AI content, and it's working. You've seen how these videos are actually delivering results for clients.
So that's one piece that AI is trained on. And the biggest part is that you have anyway seen the quality of video that the AI creates. If that video somebody had to create manually using an agency or a freelancer, it would charge them anywhere between $200 to $300 per video. Here we are delivering them for about $10 a video. So it's so economical that people produce 30 videos and put one each every single day, and they build their community around it.
And that's the thing, it's the consistency. Because it's not just enough to post and then stop posting and then go back to the drawing board and think about, okay, what are the next suite of videos? And the other thing is you can chop and change them to go across multiple different platforms as well. So if you're on TikTok, for example, and you want to put it onto Meta and then you want to put it onto Instagram, you could test the same video across all 3 platforms, just change the format size. And it's really quick and easy to do that as well. Now, so we've got the tools to build the content. We know what the formula is to build engagement with the audience. Looking ahead in 18 months, do you think that all of this AI content is going to change the relationship that we have with our customers? Do you think customers are going to start to want more rough and ready versus polished content? And if so, how are we going to keep up with these trends? Like, how does the AI keep up with those trends?
Yeah, AI is still going to be the method and not necessarily the message. Messaging is the key. The brands would own the messaging. In our case, even for Zanupi, when we create the message or when our AI creates the message, once the brand inputs some basic details, it's still up to the brand to decide whether that messaging they want to push to their market or they want AI to rework and edit certain parts of it.
It's user generated still. Even though the AI is creating it and cutting down the cost of the creation of the content, let's not think that AI is replacing us, because it's still user generated, and the idea, the creativity, the messaging of the brand, what the hook is, all of that is still decided by a human. And that is what makes it unique, right? Because even though the tool is making it, you're still briefing it, if that's the right way to put it.
Absolutely. So this is one thing that's my favorite line. And every time this gets to me, I say this: it's always humans with AI and not humans against AI.
It's a good way to think about it, because a lot of people are worried about, especially in the creative industry, what's going to happen to their job. And I think not much. You're just going to become more efficient and you're going to have a new skill set. But maybe I'm optimistic, but I've seen 3 iterations of the internet since I've been working in it for more than 20 years. And I remember sitting in boardrooms where people said to me, they'll never use mobile phones to go online. And now everybody goes online with mobile phones. So you got to kind of roll with it and start to learn what these skill sets are and start to embrace them as part of your business. What are some of the essential things that you need to do before you get into creating AI content? Like, where does your brand need to be to start leveraging that type of content in the marketing strategy?
We have seen all kinds of customers in our repertoire, right? So I'll tell you an example about ourselves. When we started Zanupi, we started an Instagram channel in February 2025 with 0 followers, like anyone would too, right? but we already knew the formula and we stuck to the formula. And today we have close to a 40,000 for community. And of this 40,000 community, tons of engagement, lots of comment likes, lots of post likes, lots of comments. And a lot of our customers actually came organically through this community. While I get a lot of customers from the masterclasses that I conduct, and overall, they do understand the power of what we teach them. But if you get customers organically, the retention is highest, the referrals are best. So from zero to tons of followers to a lot of customers from these followers is the best way for any brand or affiliate marketer to acquire customers at scale. And it keeps going through that. So that's one category where you had 0 followers and you created a brand out of it just by sticking to the formula.
So every day you're posting something, every day.
Exactly. Every single day you have to post, you have to show up, because what happens is that if you show up every single day with educational content 6 times and inward looking content only once, Instagram or YouTube Shorts or all the social media platforms realize that you are adding value to their platform.
Okay.
And one day they take that notice and they start showing your content to more people.
You get amplified.
And you keep getting amplified. And more people start noticing you, watching you, engagement keeps building up. And eventually, from, let's say, a creator or just an e-commerce brand, you become a brand yourself. You build your own community, you create your own communication. On your stories, you start posting about new masterclasses that you are coming up with. You post about newer offers, Black Friday sale. All that belong to the stories section. They don't belong to the full reel section. On the full reels, you keep educating them. That's the crux.
Okay. And then you said there was a second type of client that's using the tool.
Yes, the second type of client that uses our content most are broadly those who already have established themselves for a while.
Okay.
Right? They may or may not have a large community, but they already have a good sales base. They would have done through performance marketing, they would have done through channel partnerships or whatever, but they still require in today's world their own community. One of our clients who used to do tons of sales and wasn't very popular on Instagram, he was asking, why do you require a community? I'm already doing tons of sales. And the question I asked him was that, how are you getting so much of sales? And he said, Instagram ads. I said, great. And tomorrow the algorithms change. Maybe you lose your account because accounts keep getting suspended. Your pixel gets dropped. He said, yes, I will have to build all of that from zero and scratch again. And that's where the power of community comes. If you have a community that is trusting you and where you can A/B test your ideas, you are snowballing already and you're ahead already.
Yeah. And community marketing is a powerful thing, and we need to do it outbound with our affiliates and get our affiliates to actually build community, but we also need to do it inbound. In order to, and I'm actually giving a masterclass later today, but in order to retain those relationships, you also need to build community around it, because that's what adds value. And content helps you to do that, whether you're sharing, showing, positioning for future trends, preparing, whatever it is. Content is still the crux of all of those things that keep things momentum moving forward, basically. So I want to talk a little bit about understanding trust, because you've mentioned that trust is a really important thing. So how does your content build trust? Is it through consistency? Is it through like the style that you post is the same all the time, so it sits and aligns with your brand values? Or is it just about giving good information? Because a lot of people ask me, how do I build trust? And it comes over time, number one. It doesn't happen with the first piece of content that you push out. But it also comes with listening, I think, and looking at what content is resonating and isn't, and then changing your style. But what are some of the ideas that you have around that?
Absolutely. I think Rome wasn't built in a day. And however cliche this saying is, I think it stands test of time.
Yeah.
As you show up every single day, you'll have to put content every single day, right? So why, okay, you use Xanopy AI to build your content. You don't use Xanopy AI, you do it yourselves, find a way, but you'll have to show up every single day. Tools today just make it easier for you, as I said, but it's not the only way that you can try and post content. Now, the second piece is that only take one idea at a time. don't try to complicate too many things in a single post, because anyway, in a 15 second to 20 seconds, you can't build trust. You will have to take one idea at a time. And on that particular reel or post, you're only talking about that idea to educate your customers. 3 mistakes that you shouldn't do while doing this or while buying this. And that's about it. And then just talk about mistake 1, mistake 2, mistake 3, forget about it. And the next post now is about maybe 5 tips you should remember before buying this. And then talk about tip 1, tip 2, tip 3, tip 4, tip 5, all of it, right? As I said, just take one idea at a time. And then in the earlier case, the idea was mistake. In this case, the idea was some tips. Another thing that we have seen, and that however counterintuitive it may sound, you build a lot of trust with your landing pages.
Yes.
And this is true with affiliate marketers. This is true for brands or anybody who is into the business of online promotion. While social media and all that is there, if your landing pages are really powerful, then it really resonates with the customers. You make them spend 8 to 10 minutes on your landing page before sending to the brand page. You will see the conversion ratio skyrockets.
And that's like a couple of percent. If you can increase that by a couple of percent, the end result is that you end up getting 20% more revenue. And it's just the small incremental things that you need to change and test and track on that can make a huge difference to your bottom line. I want to get to a rapid fire yes and no session with you, because I find this quite fun, and I put my speakers on the spot. So let me ask you a couple of questions and you can give us the yes, no short answer. Will AI generated content eventually outperform human created content?
Yes.
Is the 1-to-6 promotion to value ratio more important than the specific content that you actually put out?
No, actually 1-to-6 is more a guideline that try and educate your customers more, rather than being a slave to you have to do 6-to-1.
Will short form video completely dominate affiliate content in future?
Absolutely yes. User attention spans are going down by every single day. So you can't keep producing long movies for them to promote your brand.
Will AI agents take over outbound sales in future?
Customers are already talking to tons of AI sales agents without them knowing they are talking to them. So yes, it's a huge cost saver and maybe a better responder. Big yes.
Should every affiliate program be using AI tools to promote content outreach and improve their sales funnel creation right now?
Yes, because if you are a great copywriter, maybe you don't need, but most of us aren't. And that's where AI plays a huge role in making polished, creative content that resonates with customers.
So all of you affiliate managers out there that have been listening to this wonderful podcast today, start to use AI tools to augment the messaging that you want to send out, because we're not all content writers, and that's okay. Doesn't mean that you're a bad affiliate manager. But start to learn how to use the tools that can help you create content that actually gets you noticed. Saurabh, it's been a pleasure to have you on the podcast today. You have given us a number of little nuggets that we can all take away. As affiliate managers talking to affiliates, as affiliates talking to customers, the same principles apply. We just need to be authentic. We need to be creating good content, good quality content, and we need to be building trust in our audience, because that is what makes sales happen. So it's been a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming on the podcast and sharing your secret formula with us. I know I'm going to be trying it from next week. And yeah, it's just been lovely to meet you and share that experience in India with you as well.
Yes, Leanne, thank you for having me once again. You have been a wonderful host, and I really enjoyed sharing whatever little we have learned so far from real world data.
Amazing. Thank you so much. Take care.
I'm spending so many hours at my desk and I'm not seeing results. What am I doing wrong? That's one of the smartest questions you can ask. Listen to the Affiliate Marketing Podcast for a start, and go to affyversemedia.com for all the support, optimizations, and inspiration you'll ever need to scale your affiliate program to the stars. What's that website again? affyversemedia.com. affyversemedia.com. affyversemedia.com.